Okay, so good morning, everyone. So do we have any question from previous session?
Good morning. Yeah, hey Mrityunjay, I missed like last few minutes of yesterday's session. I think we were trying to build the XPath for the mortgage, the monthly payment piece of it, right?
Correct.
And display it on the sysout. And I was trying that, but I think my XPath that I provided it was saying unable to locate the element. I think my XPath is the same one that you were using, the
Okay.
//div, and then at class repayment block, and then //h3.
Okay.
And I also used index of 1, and that only gave me 1 of 1 in the developer tools. So and when I ran the code, I think it wasn't able to find it, and it just gave me unable to locate that element.
Oh, okay. So you got 1 of 1 in your page, right? I mean, say in your flow. So what is happening whenever we are clicking on calculate button, right? It's like it's taking some time to load the page again. Okay. So if you would have saw my code, I have just given some hard code wait of 5 seconds.
Oh, is that the thread sleep thing?
Yes, thread.sleep. If you put that, currently we just wrote the hard code. We'll see how to put that dynamic wait. So 5-second wait or 2-second wait, if you put it right, then same code will work. So you can try it maybe now.
So thread.sleep, and then in the brackets just put 5. Does it have to be
5,000? So
5,000?
that takes in millisecond.
Does it have to be in quotes?
No, this is integer only.
Okay.
Are you showing your screen?
Yeah, I can share my screen.
Yeah, you can share it. Okay, so basically thread.sleep throw the exception. So you have to add this in try catch block that we have not discussed it, but you can add it now. We'll discuss it today, try catch as well. So if you mouse over, it will show you the option surround with try catch. Second option you can go for. Yes, now if you run.
Okay, let's see.
It should work. Yeah.
Okay, let's see if it captured that 2123.
Okay.
Yep, 2123. Yep.
Yes. So it's a timeout issue only. So it's taking some time. So we can put dynamic wait that we will learn it today or maybe next class. This is the static wait. Okay.
Okay.
That will definitely wait for 5 seconds. But if we put dynamic wait, as soon as the page get ready, it will continue. It will not wait for 5 seconds every time.
Is this the same thing with the explicit, implicit, or?
No, explicit and implicit is different. Okay. So this 5 seconds is different than that. So this is the third types of wait. This is from the Java. That too will be from Selenium.
So what is actually happening with the page? You said it was loading, but it was taking too much time?
Yes, line number 5050, right? When you're clicking on calculate button, so to calculate, they reload the page. Okay. So reloading the page takes some time, 1 second or maybe 2 seconds something. And the same time in line number 60, they are trying to find that repayment thing. So that till that time the page was loading, so repayment was not ready, right? So that's why it was throwing the error, the element not found. So what we have done now, we have given 5-second wait. So
just to wait enough time so that the page completely loads.
Yes, correct. So we are just waiting for a page load and then we are checking. So the same XPath is returning the result.
Got it. Okay.
Correct. Yeah. And this is only happening when we are clicking on calculate button, not on any other control, right? Otherwise, we had to put the wait time there also on every action. Yes, so that we'll see how to handle.
Another thing is there a way to like suppress all these things? It seems like, I mean, it just seems like something that these are kind of like warning messages, but does it really?
This all error is coming from Chrome driver and Chrome when Java is trying to connect with that. Okay, so they are just showing it from there. I think it's coming in my system also. We'll see if we have any option to suppress, but generally by default it will come.
Oh, okay.
Okay, with the red message.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Yeah,
Any other question here?
No. I think
Okay.
fine. Yep.
So anyone else has any question till yesterday class?
No.
Okay, perfect. So now let me share my screen, and I have a couple of things to cover today. So let's go one by one. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen now. So this mortgage calculator, what we get, right? Yes, here. So here still we have to do a couple of more things. So on this we'll come back. Before that, we wanted to do one installation in everyone's system, and that is called TestNG. Okay. So TestNG is one of the test framework that help us to write the you can say segregate the code in different automation test cases. So basically you can show the count test case 1, 2, 3, 4 with some couple of name. Then even it help us to do couple of reporting as well. Okay, so for that we are going to install TestNG. So to install the TestNG, we have to follow some steps. So here, if you go to the Slack group, I have pasted one URL here, TestNG installation link. You don't need to click on this. You just copy that link, everyone. This is the first steps. So just copy this TestNG installation link. If someone doesn't have this access of Slack as of now, I'll just paste that in chat group of Zoom so you can get it from there. Okay. So everyone got that URL now, TestNG installation link. If you got it, next step is go to the Eclipse, right? And here click on help menu, and then you have an option like install new software. After copy that link, you have to click on help and install new software. I think in Windows also you will get something like this. So can any window user confirm if you are getting the option like this, help and install new software?
Yeah, I got it in Windows.
Got it? Okay. So if you got it, click on this install new software. And here on top you will find like in install window, you'll find a add button. So you have to click on add button. After clicking, you will get an add repository dialog box. So here we have to type TestNG, and in location, you delete whatever is written and paste the URL what we have just now copied from Slack. Okay. In the name, type the TestNG. I'm going slow so everyone can follow, because this is very important to proceed further. So we have to type the TestNG.
Could you repeat first steps? I'm sorry, I just missed it. What did you do in Eclipse?
So have you copied the URL?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So in Eclipse, what we have to do, click on the help menu. On top, you will have a help menu. And then from list of menus, you just click on install new software. Got it? Are you able to see the install new software?
The help menu, okay.
Do you have it?
What did you type?
Nothing. I didn't type anything. You have to click on help menu and the sub menu will be install new software. You have to do this in Eclipse.
Oh, yeah, install new software. Okay.
Got it? Click on that.
Mhm.
Then it will get the install window. In this window, we have to click on add button. Just
Okay.
simply click on add button, nothing else.
Mhm.
Then this in dialog box, we have to type the TestNG as a name and location, whatever HTTP is written, delete that and paste the location that we have copied from the Slack. It should look like this. Once everyone is done, then you have to click on add button. Okay. Once you click on add button, it might take some time, so you have to wait for maybe 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, so once you click on add button, you have to wait for a couple of times. So I clicked on add here. In my system, it was installed already, so I already got it. In your system, you should get in sometimes this TestNG here in the name box. Okay, name or version here. So once you get the TestNG, select everything from here.
Messenger.
Yes.
I'm getting pop-up error contracting site. No software site found.
So have you added this one, name and URL?
Yeah.
Okay, then you have clicked on OK or add. Did you? You have to take. It will take some time. You will get some pending message.
But
After that, it will come.
I got online. I got TestNG, but I did not get the second box. That's on
Yeah,
yours.
second box you will not get. You have to expand that. You will get 4 different box. If you're
Okay.
getting one box only, just check on that. If you get one box also like this, select that. Okay.
Right. It says 3 items selected.
Yeah. So you all selected, right? You all should be selected.
And then click next.
Then click on next. So next finish you have to do. Once installation is successfully, it will ask to restart the Eclipse. You can restart. It will not restart your system. It will just restart the Eclipse software. So if everyone got till here, that means most of the work is done. The TestNG, once it's coming, select that and then click next, finish. In between, they will have another window. Select the software agreement. You have to accept that agreement and then proceed next, finish.
I'm seeing schema not supported. What is this?
Which one? TestNG not supported?
Yeah.
So did you got this TestNG here?
No, before that I'm getting error.
Okay, so let me and for others you can continue doing it. So I have stopped share. You can share now. Go to install new software. Add. Did you remove the HTTP from starting? Go to the starting of this location. Yeah, you have to, right? So delete all, then paste. Then click on add. Yes.
What is this schema not supported? This again?
Okay, this schema is not supported. Okay. So 1 second. So what to do? Just 1 second. Here we have to check something. For others, it is working.
Yeah, it worked and I restarted my Eclipse.
Oh, you restarted? Perfect.
It's restarting.
Yeah, mine.
Is it working?
Yeah, it restarted. Just
Okay. Let me check this. So for you, Meghna, I have sent one more URL in the group. Try to copy this one. Delete all. Oh, you had one H extra, right? Now click add. No, okay. Click on OK. Try to add again. Click on add button. Yes, type the TestNG and copy the previous URL, not this one.
Previous one, okay.
Yeah, previous one. Anyone else facing any issues?
So I opened Eclipse, and it's giving me a welcome window with a lot of options. Am I selecting import existing projects?
So are you not able to see that your project there?
No, it's just giving me a welcome window that has options like create a Hello World application, create a Java
Just
project.
close that welcome window.
Okay.
And you should see your project after that.
Oh, got it. Thank you.
Right? Okay, perfect. So for Meghna, it was working. Oh, now it's working. Select on TestNG, checkbox, then go next. Yes. Yes, next. Then accept the agreement. I accept the terms of license before. Yeah, it is on like on top of back button. Yes. Now click on finish. So it will download a couple of software and then it will like ask you to restart the Eclipse. Okay. So after that it will work. Okay. Install anyway. You have to click. Okay. Perfect. Restart now. Okay. So you can stop there now. It's working in your system. Yeah, I can click on save. Yes. Yeah, Megan, I can stop sharing now. It will look it's working. Okay, perfect. Thank you. So let me share the screen. So I think everyone is able to install now, right? TestNG. So this is the simple steps we
Yes.
have for installing the TestNG. Okay. After that, we'll go ahead and create the TestNG project. Okay. So to create TestNG project, we can create a new project also, or we can use our existing project also. Okay. So let's use the existing project only. And what I will do here, for this you have to open your pom.xml file. This you will find in your latest project, whatever you have it. So open the pom.xml file and again then go to the Slack group, and here I have sent the another message that is called dependency. Copy the dependency exactly what it is, right? Copy the dependency and then go to this pom.xml, and at the last before dependencies tab, right, within the dependency you have to paste this like this. You can see before dependencies I have pasted that. So we have multiple dependency. You can also create one more, and this is for TestNG. Once you paste that, you just save it.
At the end, I'm going to add the dependency.
Yes, at the end before dependencies tab, right, within the dependencies tab. So you can see my screen how I have done in the same way. And you should not have any error in pom.xml after doing that. Once you do that, it will download a couple of jar files. that you will able to see as part of here. Okay. Okay, it will come later, leave it as of now. But once you're done, it will download the jar file and then we'll perform the next action. Okay. So to perform the next action, what we are going to do, right click on your this source folder or maybe this selenium.java.
Sorry to disturb you in between. When
Yeah.
I open the pom.xml, all I see is the plugins. I don't see any dependencies.
So have you opened your Selenium project or any other project?
Just the Selenium.
Yeah, because if you have Selenium project, then Selenium dependency will be there definitely. Right? Because without that, it will not work. So after the Selenium dependency, you have to paste your this TestNG dependency.
I don't see any dependency. I only see plugins in that side. When I open java/pom.xml.
Okay, in this project.
Okay, got it. I had to scroll a little up. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem. You can check it. It will be there somewhere. If it is Selenium project, definitely you have dependency. If it is new fresh project, then this dependency tag you have to create it. Yeah.
Why I'm getting error in front of the dependency? When I add the dependency, I am getting the error. Like...
So have you added like this, the way I have added here before dependencies?
Yeah, I did. When I added, I got this error, the first one. First time only I got the error, I don't know.
Okay, so this the same way you have saved it, right?
No, the error is like in front, like a cross mark.
Okay, maybe you can share the screen. I'll check it. Okay, let me take the control.
Dependencies and dependency.
Okay, let me take the control here. So here you have dependency for Selenium. And for TestNG, this is right.
Yeah.
So you have already copied that, right?
Yeah.
So whatever you copied, the first line you have missed from there. Okay. So if I go in this one, you can see first line is missed, right? Both line is missed, right?
Yeah.
So in that, this we have to copy like this.
Okay.
Right? So once we copy, then it will not show the error. Got it?
Okay.
So download.
I thought I remember that type by myself dependence resting.
Okay. Yes, so after the Selenium, now it is correct. It is downloading. Maybe it's downloaded now.
Now save it.
Yes, now I'll share now. So I'll show the next step.
Okay. Then what?
Okay, so now, okay, let me share it back. So anyone else facing any issues so far?
Yeah, I don't see any download after I paste that.
Okay, but you're not seeing any error also, right?
Yeah.
And you have saved the file here also, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. Then we'll go to the next step. Okay, maybe this step what was a bit optional, but I will explain this later. As of now, what we'll do, we'll go ahead and try to create one TestNG project. TestNG class in this project only. So for that, you go ahead and right click on your source folder. Okay, right click on your source folder, then go to new, and new you have an option here like others. Right click on the source folder or package folder, then click on new, then click on other. Once you click on other, you will get this select a wizard. Here you can search for this TestNG. If you search TestNG, it will give you the option like TestNG class. You have to follow exactly the way I'm doing it, okay? If you have any question, I will do it again.
Can you just do it again?
Yes, sure. So what I have done, in the source folder, we have to right click, okay? Then new, then other. Are you able to follow till here?
Yes.
Source folder, new other. Here in other, we have to just type TestNG. So if you type it TestNG in wizard, it will give you the option TestNG class.
Okay.
So far good?
Yeah.
Okay, then we have to select the TestNG class and click on next. And next window we have to wait.
Next is not the source folder of the existing project must be specified. Oh, I didn't type this one. Maybe.
Yes, in source folder already for a couple of you, it will be written, or if it is not written, you can write maybe source test Java, something like this.
Next. You have to write that.
So everyone is getting this error. The source folder existing project must be specified.
This
Right?
is name.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so either we can type manually or
The error that I'm getting is specify additional information about the desktop.
okay, do one thing, cancel this window, okay? We'll do it again.
Cancel.
So cancel that window, everyone. Now this time go to the package, whatever package you have. I have selenium.java. So right click on the package, then go to new and the same step other. On the package, right click new and the other. And here again TestNG,
This one is good.
TestNG class, then click on next. This time you will see by default the source folder is selected.
Yes.
Got it?
Yeah.
Now in the package we already have selenium.java. We can leave it or we'll just create a new package here. So you have to say selenium.java.testng. So we are adding one more package. Okay. And in exactly the same thing you can type it, so will not get error. And here I'll say first TestNG. Okay, leave it. First TestNG. I can say the name, class name. Okay.
So I actually don't have selenium.java on my Eclipse.
So whatever you have it here, you after that you add .testng. If it is nothing, just write testng.
Okay, so I created that under hello Selenium. That's what is written on mine. Is that okay?
Yes, that's okay. So after that you can say .testng.
Okay.
So whatever package you have, after that you do .testng. That is perfect. And then class name you can give anything. I have given here first testng.
Oh, right. So what I meant was I'm actually not getting a package name.
So if there is no package name, you can just type something like this testng only.
Oh, I can just type it. Okay.
Yes, just testng, just a single package.
TestNG.
Yes. So once you are done in the class name, you can say first testng. We are going to create first testng class. And here in annotation that we are going to discuss, you have to select two only here. One is after test and another one is before test. So before test and after test. These two, before test, after test, only two. And then in XML suite file here, right? If you can see, just type TestNG. So this window you have to do a lot of work. Exactly the same thing you can do it. Package name, class name can be anything, but the rest of the things should match. Source folder, before test, after test, and XML suite file. So I'll wait here for everyone.
So what is before test, after test, and what
Yes.
else? And what else?
Two only, before test, after test. And then next you have one option to type that XML suite file, and there you can just type the TestNG. So if everyone has done this, I'll go ahead and click on finish button this time. So as soon as I click on finish button, you will see that like one first TestNG.java class got created here, with the 3 function f before test and after test. And one more TestNG file got created. And here we did some mistake. Okay. So that we are going to correct it now. So if you see on your left side, one TestNG file is there, right? For everyone, right click on TestNG file and go to refactor and then rename. Right click on TestNG file, refactor and rename. So this is how we rename any file in Eclipse if we need that. Okay. Right click, refactor, rename. So here we are going to rename the TestNG file to testng.xml. So after this, you have to just add the XML. Okay, this we have missed there. So as to say testng.xml.
I'm sorry. I don't see that on my system. I am getting the same thing, but I don't have the TestNG or the file that we've created.
Okay, so you don't have TestNG file here?
No.
Okay, so you can leave this step as of now. I'll come there. Okay.
I don't have the TestNG or anything. Okay, leave the step.
Yeah, this step you leave it as of now. I'll come to your system. Okay.
Sure, thank you.
Okay.
What I have to do the testing is XML?
Yeah, .xml you added after this. You got it? Anyone else is facing issues on these steps?
I didn't see the file either.
Okay, you didn't see the file. Okay. So to see the file, you have to expand your all this package here. So you have to go to source test Java and see if you are able to see the TestNG. Expand the package.
I'm seeing the TestNG, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the file, what is the file name? This is a TestNG only?
Yeah, file name is TestNG only. If you right click on that, then refactor and rename.
So I don't have refactor, so I can use a rename. Same thing,
So if
right?
you're right clicking, then it's not giving refactor.
No, I see the rename.
Or directly, if rename you have it, then you can do the rename. And it will be testng.xml. So now I'll just click OK. It will just change to the XML format, nothing else. So if I just open this again, it will look in the XML format. So far it's good. So the Samyak, you were not able to see the TestNG file in your system?
Right, no, I wasn't able to see it.
Okay, so for that, are you able to see the source test Java?
Source test Java. Let me take a look. Yes.
Yeah, source test.
OMG, yeah, source test Java, and then I see the TestNG here.
Okay, so right click on that and refactor, rename that to .xml.
Rename to?
.xml you can add after that.
Got it, okay.
I don't think so. Mine one is correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
Got it.
all right, I did that, and then?
That's it.
That's it?
Click OK. So you are able to see the XML file now, right?
Let me see. Yes, I'm able to see it, but mine, it still says XML version 1.0. It's still in black. It doesn't show as yours, the green and purple and blue.
Yeah,
pink.
so yes, close this file and open it again.
Got it.
Can you see the color now? If you just close the file and double click on that again, it will open it again. So anyone has any questions so far?
Okay, so it did open, but it didn't open like yours. It's given me two tables. It says node and content, and then there's
something like this you got.
Let me see your screen. Sorry, I'm going. Yes.
So here you can see in below I have two thing options: design and source.
Mm-hmm.
So if you click on source, you will see something like this.
Hold on. Yes, I saw it.
Okay, so XML has two versions. You can see in the design mode and we can see in the code mode also, that is source code mode.
Got it. Got it. Okay.
Anyone has any questions till this step?
Thanks.
No?
I'm just make sure. Can you just make sure that I have the right things, because I have just doubt.
So are you able to see this XML file with this color?
I don't know the color code. I don't see, but I have this XML package.
TestNG.xml you have, right? And you are able to open this here in the window?
Yeah, I have it. Yeah.
Yes. So next step, we are going to verify whether you have done it correctly or not. Okay.
But I don't have the design, all this stuff down there.
That is fine. But you have this XML file, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So next step, we are going to verify whether everyone has done this correctly or not. So for that, what we'll do on TestNG.xml, you have to right click, okay, and you'll get run as option TestNG. TestNG suite. So if everyone is getting this option, that means you have done all the steps correctly. Let me know if you're getting the option. If you are running your testng.xml file, like right click, run as TestNG suite. That means you have done the steps correctly. If not, let me know.
I'm getting convert to UYAML. What is that?
Are you getting TestNG suite here?
Oh, I'm getting YAML.
YAML, not the TestNG suite, right?
I got it.
Okay. You might have multiple options, but this option we have to search TestNG suite. So if everyone got this option, click on that. Okay. So it is going to run the steps, and below it will show that total test run 1, pass 1, failure 0, skip 0. So if you are getting this option, that means you have done all the steps correctly.
Yeah, I got it.
And here in the console tab, where you are seeing one more tab will be there, result of running suite. So if you click on that, it will show something in the green color here. 1 of 1. It will show that I have a suite, then I have a test case, then I have a class, then I have a function.
I didn't get it. Mine, it shows completely different.
So you're not getting this green color there?
No, it says cannot find class in class path, testing, first NG, and then there's a lot of other red things.
Okay, and in console, are you able to get that one pass?
No, the console has all these errors it shows. And then the...
Okay, so that means something is wrong there. So you can share the screen now.
Can I? Okay.
Yeah. Meanwhile, everyone else is able to get that one test case pass.
Yeah, I did.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So here, let's see what are the issues you're getting. So
I'm sharing my screen.
yes, I can see that now. Okay, so let me take the control. So you have this package issue here. That's why it's coming. So let me see this. Okay, so here, so they're saying that cannot find the class TestNG.first TestNG. So here, if I go in test, you don't have the class. Okay, in main file, okay, this TestNG.xml is here. But we don't have the class file here. That means the class you have created somewhere else. First TestNG, right? This class is not there. So have you created here or what? No, it is not possible. It should be here only. TestNG.
Yeah, when I did it, I clicked on Hello Selenium like this, and then I created the new, and then that was where I created under Hello Selenium.
Okay, once. Let's see that. First TestNG, right? You go right click, new, and I'll go to this others and TestNG class. And the source folder is not signed. Hello Selenium source test Java. And the package name is, oh, that is not signed. It's TestNG dot Git TestNG. First TestNG. Then we have before test, after test. I click on this. So we have it here. And then we have this testng.xml. Right click, run as test suite. Okay, so you got it here. So this is the console and this is the TestNG reporting, you can say. Here we'll see more. So you have all this passing now, right?
Right.
So basically this first testng.java file was missing. Somehow it got deleted or maybe did not get created, but
Okay.
now it is fine. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Anyone else has any problem so far in these steps? Okay, if not,
Mrityunjay, I'm
Yeah.
just missing the source tab. I can see the console tab. I don't know where you're seeing this source and the other one. In my
okay, you can just share the screen. We'll see that. Hello. Yeah.
Can you
So
see it now?
you can see this is the result of running, right? So do you want the console tab now, right?
Right.
Okay.
See the way it's looking.
Okay. Let me take the control here. So your window is like bit here and there, but you have the console on top here, right? So you can drag
Yes, I
and
do.
drop here. So now you can see console and this both at the same place, right?
And then what about the source, the way your text was looking in color,
Like
like
this,
XML?
like this,
Am
right?
I missing something?
This
No,
is
on the top, where the XML code is actually.
so for XML. I'm saying like if we close this and where is the project? This is right. If we open again, you can see we have design and source both.
Okay, got it.
Got it?
Okay,
This is the
got it.
design and this is source. So we have to close and open that again. Got it?
Perfect, got it.
Okay, perfect. So anyone else has any problem so far? So now, okay, maybe we can stop sharing. So we are going to learn now the concept of this TestNG. Like what is the, so far we have installed and we have just checked that it's working in our system. So now we'll try to understand what is the TestNG and how it will be useful for Selenium test cases. Okay. So basically TestNG used for system testing, okay, or write the system automation test cases. And here we'll have a like class file like the way we have created. That class file can have multiple tests. So @test means test case. Okay, so here test case name is same as function name. This test case name I can say like my first test case. Got it. So the way we want, we can put that the test case. Okay, this before test and after test we'll see, but this will be our automation test case name. So if you have worked in manual testing or automation testing in QTP or any other tool, there we have for each test cases we'll have some name, right? So this will be the name of the test cases. So and this public void and my first test case in terms of Java, this is the function. Okay, @annotation is like it's @test is it's an annotation in Java that provides some special meaning to the function. Okay, so in the function we would have learned, right, like how to create the function. If I go to this file, you can see like we created some function like add 3 number 2 number print name, right? This is the same way we have this function my first test case. So the Java function is whatever code we will write it here, and if we call this function it is going to run. So this is the same Java function, but in terms of automation and TestNG, when we are adding @test here, it change the meaning of this and it make this as a automation test case. So we can say in the first test case class, we created one automation test case. Okay. And set of automation test case is called suit. Okay. So here, if you go to testng.xml, we can see on top, it is showing, it created a suit first, and inside it has the test, right? So this test has one class, and this class can have multiple @test method. Okay. So here one class also we can say as a one test. Generally we prefer this only. Okay. Or one class can have multiple tests also, but list of test cases will call as a suit. This is the testing concept we have it. So that you can say test suite. So here we'll configure and we'll see how we can create multiple test case as part of one suite. As of now, we have one suite only. The name of this is suite. We can change anything. Okay, maybe we can say here regression. Right, this word you would have heard, regression testing, or we can say regression suite. So this is the regression suite. As part of this, we'll have the multiple test cases. This we can say like automate end to end, right? So this is one test case, right? There we have this our class name, and in this class name we have @test tag. Got it? So now if I go ahead and write something here, some message like system.out.println, and if I just print my first test case is running, right here. And if I just go ahead and run this, we can run this from Java file, or we can run it from TestNG file. So better to run it from TestNG only. So I went to testng.xml. I right click on this and I just click on run as TestNG suite. So this is going to run our suite, and it will have one test case only. So it will run it, and whatever message we have printed there, you can see we got that here. Whatever message we wrote, it got printed here. And it's showing total test is 1, pass 1. There is no failure as of now, so it's showing 0. If I go to the graphical result here, result of running suite, it is showing that regression suite as our suite name. There we have one test case called automated end to end, right? This test case is part of first TestNG class, and in first TestNG we have added one test only, that is my first test case. Okay, so this is showing the graphical way. If any of the steps fail, it will show you the failure result here in the failure exception. So we can go ahead and track it. As of now, we have one test case only. If we have more test case, you can see this hierarchy will change. Like, I'll just go and create some dummy steps here. Like, if we go to this one and I wanted to create one more test. So I'll just copy the same function and paste it, and I'll say this here, my second test case, and I'll say my second test case is running, and I'll go ahead and I'll just run. So as of now, we have just learned that how to run the Java program, and it's giving the option run as Java application. But now we are going to the real, the way we do in testing, right? We use TestNG or JUnit, anyone. So here we are using the TestNG, and here we are getting the option run as TestNG. So this time you can see we have run the 2 test cases and both got passed because nothing is failing, right? So here and the both report, you can see here, report means the message what we have printed. And if we go to the graphical result here, it is showing the 2 test case as part of this, my first test case and the second test case. One took time like 9 milliseconds, second is 1 millisecond. Okay, so it's running very fast because it's just printing the message on the console. So far, any question from anyone?
Okay, so I was able to follow. Sorry. So I was able to follow.
No, go ahead.
Your
Yeah.
Thank you. So your system output line on the first TestNG Java file that I have, and after that, the TestNG suite, you rename the suite name, and you rename the test name, right? And
Correct.
then you are calling the class name as the entire first test ng. So I'm kind of thrown off on that class name. How do you call that the previous test? first TestNG Java into this suite.
So you're saying this first TestNG, right?
Yeah, that's my first TestNG.
Yes. So here, if I go to testng.xml, here you can see that we have this test automation end-to-end, right? And here we are saying, as part of this test case, I have a class, and the class is first TestNG, and this is part of this package selenium.java.testng.
So you have to write the entire function name. It says class name, right?
Yes, so in this case, you can see it automatically got created, but yes, we do have to write this with the entire package. So this is still here, it's package, right? And last one is the class name.
Class name.
Then only this test will understand which class to run as part of this test case. So that's a perfect question you ask. So you got it, this one?
Yes, so that is one test case.
Correct.
Okay.
But generally I told like as part of one class, we put one @test annotation only. But here we have put two, so it become two test case now.
Okay.
Right? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, the next question who is asking?
Yeah, I was asking, this is Dipali. If I'm following this conceptually correctly, your XML file is kind of your like a Java main function. Is that how it works, that the XML file will go and would be a main caller for all the other classes?
Exactly. Excellent. 100% correct. So yes, so in other tests, like we were writing main function here, right? So main function was the trigger point that was running our program. Here the testng.xml is the trigger point that's running our program. Okay. So this is the XML.
And then in other, go ahead. No, go ahead, please.
Yes, so testng.xml is that is running, but if you go to the Java, this @test is helping us to run it. Okay, so this is the starting point. So you can say @test is same as main function here.
But then all the other have that tag, like there are two tags, right? The my second test case starts with @test and my first case also starts with. So how does it know which tag it is going to start executing the?
Exactly. So for that, by default, they will select in any order. Okay, as of now. But later we'll see how to give the priority, so we can decide which test case to run first.
Okay, and one more question.
Yes.
So in Java, we call class name, we call functions one by one. So here you are calling first TestNG the complete class. So it's going to execute everything, whatever is in there.
No, it will just execute only @test1.
Oh.
So here, if I go ahead and create one more function, as you told, like public void print my name. Suppose this is the function, right? And if I just go ahead and run the system.out.println, and if I say my name is something Ranjan, right? And if I run it, so this line is not going to print. Okay, so this will just run only @test1. I'll come to this before and after, but as of now, it will just run the @test.
Okay, so it basically executes whatever comes under the tag @test.
Exactly, that's correct.
Got it. Okay, thank you.
So in the same case, like if you go to the main function where we had it, suppose this is the main function. So in this class also, if we have any other method, it will not run until unless we are not calling inside the main. So here only main will run by default. So the same way here in the TestNG, only the @test will run. Got it?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Any other questions so far? So everyone is able to run these two test cases in their system? Okay, if yes, then we'll go and learn the other concept here. That
Give
is
me a second. I'm actually doing the second one. But yeah, you can go ahead.
No, you just do it, then I will continue. So
Okay.
this @test you can copy, change the name,
Okay.
and try to run it. So only the Java file we have to change it, and you can run it. Meanwhile, I'll just try to run this from Java file, and I will see what happens. So in the Java file also you can right click, and you can do run as TestNG test. So there it's giving option TestNG suite. Here it's giving option TestNG test. So suppose in our project, if I have multiple test case, I wanted to run one test case only, I will run through the Java code. Suppose I wanted to run more than one test case, then we can run through the XML. So here, if I just go ahead and run, you can see that it's running here. And this is the result. It's saying passed both test case. And this is the hierarchy. Hierarchy is the same in this case.
Yeah, Mrityunjay, like it shows only one test on mine.
So have you wrote this @test here also?
Oh, okay. I didn't write. Oh.
Okay, this @test you have to add it. So only it will run that. The number of @test means number of test case.
Oh.
And generally we write one inside that class logically, but technically you can write n number of.
Can you please take a look at my screen before we move forward? Because I think I'm stuck.
Okay, sure. So let me stop sharing. You can share it.
Thank you. Sorry. Because it didn't give me the same.
Okay, you can share the screen.
Where is the screen?
Okay, we can see your screen now. So what you have done, it's correct, but the function f, first function f, right? You have to close that with the closing braces in line number 12, and then start the second function.
All right.
Right. So this function, if you close, and the second function name, you can give something else. So maybe first function name you can say first, second one is second.
Here?
Yes, this is the function name, right? That is f as of now. You can change that. Yes. Right. First one you can mark it as first. Meaningful name maybe first test case.
Is this an extra?
This is extra. You can delete. Yes. So now you have a 2 test case in your TestNG first.
So now we have to run it as a TestNG?
Yeah, TestNG test, or you can run from XML. So both will show the same result.
Oh, can I do this?
Yes. So now you should see the 2 test case here.
So this is what it said. Oh, maybe it's here. Oh, I need to scroll up.
Yes, and you can go to the graphical view there, result of running test class. There you can see also 2 test case. One is F, second one is second.
Where is it? This one?
Just scroll down. No, scroll. Yeah, 2 test cases. Scroll down. You can see 2 function name here, right? One is. Can you see this hierarchy? Start from default suite, default test, then first test NG, and then next is F is the function name, and second one is the function name.
Oh, 0.8 seconds.
Yeah,
Right.
so that you can see as a test case name also.
Yes. Okay. I see it. Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Any other questions from anyone?
Yeah. Can I share my screen? I think I lost.
Sure. Okay.
This is my Java program, right?
Okay.
And then I have to do what over here with the Java program?
No, in the XML we don't do anything, but the Java file you have already wrote it. So if you run that, you should be able to see the 2 test case.
Okay, I run it, but I'm not sure I run it like that.
Run as.
I think it's doing something wrong. Something is not connected.
So it's saying 1, you are saying? Okay, let me get the control. So here, if you can see, you have 2 packages here. This is the first one, this is the second one, right? And this 2 package with the same name. This is like TestNG, and this is the TextNG. So if you are referring for this new test, this comes under, if you click on this arrow button, it will show you. This comes under TextNG, right? And this is comes under TestNG. So if I go to testng.xml, it is referring to TestNG.
Oh.
So if I change this to this one, what is this one? TextNG, right? And if you don't need this TestNG one, we can delete, right? So now you have the TextNG and your code is referring to the TextNG, right? So now if I go ahead and run, so you can close this and open again. So you'll see the graphical view and run it. So you will have this 2 test case now. So maybe some path missing still. So we can check. Okay, so here they are saying cannot find. So it is saying that TextNG.new test. This ng is not required. So new test is only there, right? So now let's run this. So got it, 2 test case, my first and second, and this is coming from not this one. We can, oh, this one only, right? Close this and open it again. So it's coming from here, first and second, and your output is here, this one. Got it?
Yes.
So you had a 2 package with the similar name, so that's why it was running 1 only. You have any other question in this one?
No, that's all.
Okay, perfect. Anyone has any other question?
I'm good.
Okay, perfect. So now let's go and see the other concept here. So that is like this before test and after test. Okay, so this is very important. Like before test, say that I'll go ahead and run before the test. Even you are not calling me, I'll just go ahead and run before your test. After test, say that I'll run after your test complete. Okay, whether your test case pass or fail, it doesn't matter. I'll just run it. Okay, so this 2 method is very much useful. Suppose in @test, we are writing the code to automate our application with help of Selenium driver, and that's launching the Chrome driver, right? So before each test, we have to call that, we have to launch the Chrome driver, right? So better launching the Chrome driver code, we can write as part of before test. And once our test completed, closing the browser, we can write that code as part of after test. Okay, so this is one of the good example. Apart from this, we can do many other steps that we will see. Okay, but that is one example. So let's test with the demo text first. So I'll just go ahead and print this message system.out.println. I am running before test, right? And after test also we'll put the message and we'll see what is the result we're getting. So I'll say I am running after test, right? So we'll see like when the before test and after test runs. So I'll just go ahead and run this as part of Java means TestNG test only, not should. And you can see still we have 2 test case only. It will not change because @test is 2 only. But here in the output, if you see, it's saying I am running before test. Then it is running, my first test case is running, my second test case is running, and then they're saying I am running after test. Okay, that means what we understood here, the before test and after test will only get run once. Okay, before, if you have a two test also, they will run one only before both of the test cases running, and after test will run once only after both test cases executed. So that's why we are saying this one time only, right? So in this way you can do the practical and you can understand like what time the before test will run, and once we know that, we can use this function in our real test. Okay, so in this case what we have learned, before test and after test run once only. So before test run before all the test cases running, and after test run after all the test cases get completed. So anyone has any question in this concept?
No, let me try and do it on my system and
Sure.
see if it runs.
This function run before all the test case start running, and this function run after completion of all the test case. So these two messages, if you want, you can just write it.
Okay, so this is the example that you said was opening the Chrome browser before our scenario verification and then closing the browser, right? We already covered that under one line, just our close is like one line that you can simply close. So that's why I'm trying to understand what other things in a practical way that we can make use of this before test and after test.
Yes, yes. So I'll show that example. Okay. Now we'll see that example. Like when it will be useful, then that function. Okay. So for that, we are going to write the one Chrome test here. Okay. So then we'll see what is the difference in that one. Okay. So one difference in after test, I'll just tell you first. Like suppose in test, our test case is running and something got failed. Okay. And suppose at the end of the test, we had this closing code written here, right? So if something got failed here, then this close button, it will not reach till this line. Okay. So your Chrome browser will still be open.
I see.
Okay. But in this case, even something got failed in the middle, it will still come to the after test and will close the Chrome browser.
Oh, is it like yesterday? Remember when I had like an error in some line and then it wasn't giving out the results for the rest of the lines?
Exactly, exactly. So if somewhere it's failing on top, it will not go to the test.
That was yesterday. So in this case, even if
Yeah.
there's an error, it'll still go and run?
Even its error, it will go to the after test. It will not run other code in the @ test.
Oh, it will not run, but it'll go to the
Yes.
after
So
test?
here we are discussing about closing the Chrome browser. So our requirement is even our test case pass or fail, the browser should get closed, right? So the browser closing code will write it here in after test. Okay. So what will be the benefit? Even our test case fell in the middle somewhere in line number 18 or 19, it will still come and close it. But if you're not using after test here, the browser will not get closed if you have some error in your code. That we will see practically here. Okay. Okay, so let's
So is this
try.
like a try catch block where it will like go and, I mean, it
Yes.
won't show the exception, but it will still go and like
Yeah, that's a good
close
question.
the browser.
So yes, so this test and after test automatically handle that. Okay, so we'll try to do that first. So what we'll do it, let's launch the Chrome browser. So for launching the Chrome browser, we already had one function written that is like, it is for everyone already written, right? So library dot, I'll say launch Chrome. right? And here we'll go and provide some URL. So for which URL we should automate? Let me check. Here we had a list of URL, right? We can take anyone. Yeah, new tool. I don't know if it is working. So it is taking time. So can we use this? Let's code this practice one. I think this is good example. So we should use this. Okay, because here we have a couple of things to practice also that we will do. So let's use this link, practice link. This is a good one. So I'll copy this and I'm going to automate this link. So it's going to launch it now, right? So once it is launching, the next code what I want. So first what I will do, I'll do here. So as of now launching the Chrome, we are writing as part of test only. Later we will write this as part of before test. Okay. So I'm writing here WebDriver. This is the same code. Okay. This is nothing to do with the TestNG. You can refer your existing test case also, and you can copy this also from there. So what I have done, this first line you can copy from there. I'm typing it, but you can copy it from your test case. So I'm saying WebDriver, driver equal to library.launch Chrome. And this is the URL we are going to use. So if you want this URL, right, I can post this in a group again. So you don't need to scroll up. So you can take this URL, copy paste. Okay, so now we have this Chrome open. This is the website. The first task what we are going to do here is going to click on BMW checkbox. Okay, this is the first radio
Can
button
you just
example.
wait until, should I do it or should I wait? Well, I haven't reached this page.
Okay, so you have reached till which step here?
Yes, I'm still copying the link.
Okay, sure. So I'll go a bit slower. Okay. So
Okay.
let's first write the first line. So I think I'm writing this as part of second test. You can use anyone. Okay. Or let me move this to the first test. Okay. So we'll use one test only, not both. If you want, you can delete that other one also. That I was just showing as example. So I'll just minimize that. So we are doing as part of this one test. So the first line, everyone should write it, launch Chrome. You already have the library written. If you are using the same project, if you are using the different project, then you have to copy this library.java in your this project. So I think this thing now I think you will be able to do. I'll go a bit slower, or if I'm going faster, just let me know, because I want everyone to do with me. Okay. Later maybe you'll forget. So one time at least you do with me all the steps. I'm just arranging this my test case here and there. So don't follow this. It can be in any order. Okay. So here is my test cases. So I have this before test case. Even I can go and do the indentation. But you focus on just writing the first line. That is like library.launch Chrome, and take this URL from the chat box, right? Or you can type this in Google, this teachable.com, it might give you the URL. So everyone is done till this steps, line number 22 or whatever line number you have it.
Okay, I'm getting an error. I copied my library file into this project.
Okay.
But still I'm getting an error that says create class launch Chrome in type my library. Can I share my screen? Sorry.
Yes, sure, please. Meanwhile, everyone can complete that first line. Okay, so you have copied this my library here, right?
But I see that X. Oh, maybe that's because of this error.
Okay, so what is the error? Just put out the mouse pointer there.
Oh.
Semicolon at the last missing. And here you are saying new is not required, right? For creating this object.
Oh.
Because new will we're not creating the object, we are calling the method of it, right?
Okay.
Hey, Mrityunjay, I have a question. Because when we create the object, actually new is the operator we need to use. But sometimes I'm seeing that we are not using the new operator. What is the difference?
Yes, I will explain you that in just a minute. Okay. That one.
Yeah, I'm getting an error or a light bulb that says library cannot be resolved. I think it's the same error as somebody.
Okay, so we'll see that. So Sridhar, you have to import this WebDriver. Right. Mouse over on the WebDriver where you are getting the error.
Oh, okay.
Right. So this we have to import, right?
Yeah.
So you're done with this step now? Okay.
Oh yeah, import. Yes.
Right.
Now it's gone.
If you run, you should be able to launch the Chrome with this URL. Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
So next question is from Samyak. You're asking.
Yes.
You're getting some error. So do you want to show that?
Yes.
Okay. So the Meghna question I will explain in my system. So here you're saying library. So do you have the library in your project? Yes, you have it. So you're getting import option. So that's good. Eclipse is suggesting you that library is not part of this package. So import it. Okay. So now I think you are good. You can just run it and it should launch the Chrome with that site.
Oh, so run as TestNG again?
Yes, always TestNG test now. Now we forget about Java application. We'll not do that. Okay, that is not part of testing. That is development thing. Okay.
Okay.
So we'll do always TestNG run only. So we are tester now, automation tester.
I'm getting errors. The cannot be resolved to site.
Okay, we'll see that. So Samyak is, are you able to see the Chrome?
Yes, I will close this.
Okay.
I have a really quick question before that. So you know, Mrityunjay, whenever we get this error or a light bulb right here, so is it still the Google Chrome still launched? Does that mean that it, you know, what is the purpose for this? You know, do you see this now?
Red color is the error and the yellow color is warning. So if you're getting the warning message, still you can run it.
Okay.
So this warning message is saying that you have created a variable called driver that you are not using. Okay. So later we are going to use that. So as of now, it's showing the warning.
Okay.
Okay. So with warning, you can run the code. With
Okay.
error, we cannot run the code. So we have to resolve that.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Perfect.
I'll
So
stop.
next, Meghna, I can share the screen.
I'm fine. Got it. I'm fine.
Okay. So it's running in your system?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So I'll come to your question. You're asking sometimes we're writing new, sometimes we're not writing new, right? Okay, so that's a valid question. Here you can see for creating the object, we are not writing new because here we are not creating the object of Chrome driver. So the object creation is happening in launch Chrome function, and that you can see here we are doing the new, and whatever we are storing as part of new, that only we are returning from here. Okay, so the object creation of Chrome driver is happening inside this launch Chrome function. Okay, and that's why without creating the using the new, we are getting the object of Chrome driver. Okay, and Chrome driver object we are able to store as part of WebDriver. You can say variable, because WebDriver is the parent of Chrome driver. So that we will learn it's as part of inheritance. So any parent object, or you can say any parent variable, can hold the child class object. Okay, so right side we are getting the child class object, that is Chrome driver. WebDriver is the parent of all that browser like Firefox, Chrome, Internet Explorer, anything. Okay, so that is part of inheritance that we'll see. But as of now, why we are not writing new? You got the answer, right?
Yeah.
Or anyone has any question on this one?
Yeah, I have a question, Mrityunjay.
Yes, sure.
So you're accessing this library Java class.
Correct.
From selenium.java.testng package.
Correct.
I was thinking maybe, you know, the library class only can be used under the selenium.java package. But I see
no. So like here, you can use any class across any package if your class is public. Okay, so here you can see our class is public, right? That's why we are able to use that. Even we can use any class across our project also. An example of that is these all class like WebDriver, web element. This is not part of our project, right? This is coming from Selenium project. Okay, so someone would have created this class or interface, and we are using it here because they have made this public.
Okay, but are
Got
we
it?
importing this library class in that?
I think yes, definitely we would be importing it. So let me check here. You can see here we are importing it.
Oh, okay, okay.
If
Yeah.
something is not part of our library, we have to import that. And I think that is what Samyak was getting the error because he was not importing. So if we are using any class from across the library, we have to import, and that class should be public.
Got it. Okay.
Got it? Perfect. Any other question from anyone?
So
Yeah,
how?
so-
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how are we gonna know what to import and when?
Yes. So the basic rule is here: if we are using any class that is not in our package, we have to import. So in this case, we are using with library class, right?
Yes.
And we are in which package? We are in this package, selenium.test java.testng,
Yes.
right? How we know we are in this package? Because our class is here, right? And in our package, I don't have library.java, but I do have that in my project that is in different package,
Right.
right? So that's why we are importing this here.
So
This is the concept of importing, but if you are not importing, Eclipse will give you the error. So in that case also you have to import it.
okay, so you can import it from an existing file, or
Yes.
you can import it from Java.
Yes, we can import it from any existing package or any existing class.
Okay, and then if it does not exist at all to import, if the class doesn't exist?
Yeah, then it will not be there, right? So we cannot import it. In that case, it will show the error.
Oh, and in this
Like,
case, library was
yeah,
already.
so in this case, suppose I am writing the code like import selenium.java dot, it is giving me all the class, right? But if I just go and write XYZ, so XYZ is not a class, right? So we cannot
Right.
import.
Right.
So it will show the error.
Right.
Got it. If I wanted to import all the class of this package, I can say star. So it will import all the class and will not show the error in the case of library, because if all the class we have imported, library also got imported as part of that.
Right. Right. Okay.
Got it?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, next question.
Yeah, I had similar question. I moved my library file into this package thinking that I need to have that file. Now you will explain the import. So I removed that and I did the import and it's working fine.
Oh, perfect, perfect. Yes. So either you can copy paste. So in that case, it will be the duplicate code, and that we should not do, right? Because any changes you have to do in both library. So better have the library at one place so that we can centrally control our all the test cases. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Any other question? I'm happy to see like a lot of question from the Java, and I think if you ask more, then you will learn more here. Okay, so let's continue next. So here, first code what we have done, launching the Chrome, and I think everyone is able to launch the Chrome so far. Next, our target was to click on this BMW, this radio button, right? So far, I think we have not done the coding of how to click on radio button, but it is same as button click or link click. Okay, so let's do it. You can also do in your system. Right click on this application. Our target is to get the locator and select this BMW, right? And here you can see it's very simple. It's directly giving the ID, right? Even it has the name, right? So we can go for either ID or name. If this two is also not there, we have very good label that's called BMW. That also we can go for. So if ID is there, I'll not put much effort. I'll think it is unique. So I'll just copy this and I'll go ahead and write the code here.
So I accidentally clicked on BMW. And now it only gives me the options to click on either Honda, Benz, or BMW. How do I unclick it?
So we don't need to click or unclick it here. We have to just select it. So click on this arrow key.
No, I just accidentally clicked it. Maybe I'll reopen the browser again.
No need to do that. Even you can see I have clicked that. So it will not change the source code. Okay. So once you click, right, did you got the source code here?
Yes.
Yes. So you have to just go and select on this and select on this BMW. It will give you the same source code here. Okay. Even if you click, it's not a problem. Now we got the ID, so I'll copy the ID. If you are getting ID of any control, you should be happy, like you don't need to do much effort to find the locator. If it is not there, we'll see the other steps what we have learned instead. So once I got the ID, same code we have to write, driver dot find element. This is the code that you have to write 90% of the time, okay? Dot ID, and then if you're using or following any framework, you don't need to write this code also, because they will hide this. So that we will see as part of framework. So what I have wrote, driver dot find element by dot ID, and then I'll say dot click. So this is the code I have wrote. So it should go and click on BMW. So we were here, our target was not first to automate entire page. Our target was to just check how this test and before test and after test work. So what I will do, like once we click on this BMW, I'll just go and write a false line to make our test case fail. So I'll say driver.find element y.id, and here I'll say go ahead and click on XYZ. I know there is no XYZ in this page, so this line should fail. Okay, so to fail the test case. Okay, and after this what I will do, I'll say driver.close. I wanted to close the browser. So this is the test case. First line, to click on BMW, then go ahead and click on this XYZ, that is not there, so test case will get failed, and then try to close the browser. Okay, even this XYZ is not there, so this time the Selenium will take some time to find that in the browser. So in that time you can see that it's clicking on BMW or not. Okay, or if it is happening very fast, then you have to put thread.slip in between to check whether the BMW button is getting clicked or not. Okay, so far I wrote this code. Now I'll go ahead and run as TestNG test. Now you don't need to follow exactly all the code what I'm writing it. I think whatever I'm telling, you have to just write according to that because it's same test case or same code what we have wrote it. So you can see what happened here. It clicked on BMW. After that, what happened? The test case got failed. That's why it's showing one failure. Two test cases there. One is my second test case that is doing nothing. It's just printing the message. So that test case got passed, but this test case got failed. And if I go to the graphical log, I will see my first test case got failed with this error. No such element method found with selector XYZ. ID selector XYZ. So we have made this test case intentionally fail to check that whether they're closing the browser or not. So they're not closing it. Even I have wrote the driver.close code. So this is what our experiment so far. So I want everyone to do till here, then I'll move next.
Mrityunjay, I'm trying to see the failure that you have in your screen for the incorrect selection. For mine, oh, never mind. So, okay.
Can you see that now?
Under failure exception is what it says, right? Unable to locate any.
You have to click. Yeah, you have to click on that test case and then it will show that.
Okay, it's in the reverse order. It did the second test case for me first and then.
Exactly. So that's why I told it. It can do in any order. Okay.
Okay.
Until unless we are not providing the order. Maybe your this test case name would be in the caps letter. That's why it's doing.
Yes.
Yes. So by default, it's doing dictionary order, but it can follow any order. And later we'll see how to make it in the sequence what we want. So far, any question? Everyone is able to do till here. And after running, you will see your browser is still open. It is not closing. That is what we were trying to do the experiment.
Why did the browser close? Because we had a failed test case?
Yes, so test case got failed here only, and even it's got failed with the exception, right? So the line number 27 itself, it got the test case got stopped running. So line number 29 is not running. So it's not closing the browser.
Okay.
Got it? Now this line number 29, if you're done, everyone has done till here. I'll put this code driver.close. I'll just cut it from here and I'll paste it here in after test. Okay. Just paste it in after test, not in before test. So if you put it in after test, you'll get some error saying that driver is unknown. I don't know what is driver. Okay. So don't do any suggestion here. As of now, you just leave it this error. So why this error is coming? So here we have one Java concept that we have to understand. The driver is a variable that we have created in our first function, my first test case. And we are trying to access that variable in after test. That's the second function or the different function. So whatever local variable we have it, that we cannot access in another function. Local variable means a variable that we have created within the function. So this function, my first test case is a function. Forget about the test case now as of now. Just think about the Java function. We have two functions, my first test case and after test. Okay. So my first test case has created a variable that is called driver. And so this driver will be local. So this will not be accessible in the any other function of the same class or any other class. Okay. So that's why we are getting this error. Okay. So to solve this problem, we have one more concept in Java that is called global variable. Okay. And global variable will not be part of any function. Okay. It will be on top of the function. So what I will do, I'll just copy this driver and I will just copy paste on top of the function. Okay. Before it should not be part of any function that you have to see. So before @test, you can just copy paste. Okay. And now from here in driver, I will remove the driver. So what I'm trying to do now, I'm saying that I created a driver variable that is global. This driver variable is getting initialized inside the my first test case, that is the first function. And after that, after test will run, so it will already will be available because this is as part of global variable, and global variable can be accessed within the any function. Okay. So any question, or if I am going too fast, I will explain again.
Okay, so you said you are doing a global variable for the
Yes.
driver, right? But you are not mentioning any data type. So is WebDriver something it takes care of that?
Data type means int, float, and a string you are saying, right?
Yeah.
Exactly. So here data type is WebDriver. Okay, and variable name is driver. So whenever we create a global variable like int x, here int is the data type, x is the variable name, right?
Yes.
In this case, WebDriver is the data type and driver is the variable. Got it? So in this case, int x, what we are saying, int is a variable of, x is a variable of integer type. Here I am saying driver is a variable of WebDriver type. Got it?
Okay. Yeah.
So it's an object, you can say, a reference variable, not the normal variable.
Okay.
So I made this global and I removed the WebDriver from this function, only the driver we are initializing, and then I couldn't see the error here in line number 38, means in the after test. And rest of the code is same. So what it is doing, like it is going and clicking on BMW. Then I wrote intentionally a failed test steps because XYZ is not available. So our test case should get fail. And after that, we are expecting the after test should run even the test case is failing. And it should close the browser if after test is running. And even it should print the message, I am running after test, that in the console. So let's run it and see if it is working as expected or not. So I clicked on this, right click on the code, and I have just run as TestNG. So you can see what it has done. It has clicked on that BMW click button, and then test case got failed and the browser got closed. And to prove that in the log, if you go, you'll see this, the message get prints that I am running after test. So that means after test is running, even our test case got failed. And you can see the test case got failed with this region, no such element found. Okay, so this is one of the major benefit of after test we have it, because it run in case of pass and fail both. Okay, so I want now everyone should do the practical till here and let me know if any question.
Can you explain once again the WebDriver?
Yes, sure. So what I have done, I have created a global variable here of type WebDriver, and the name of that variable is driver. Okay, and this driver I am initializing at part of my test. Earlier I was doing the same thing, but that time the driver was local variable because we were creating inside the function. This time we are creating this outside of the function. So it makes sense. If you are creating outside, this variable can be accessed here in after test also and my first test case also. Right, that is our requirement. That's why the driver we have made it global. Once it is accessible in after test, with help of same driver, I am able to close the browser.
And how did you make it global? Like it shows error when I do that.
So you are doing after test before test here, right? This one at the rate test before.
Yeah.
So you are writing WebDriver driver.
Oh.
Exactly same.
Is it after the class, right?
Yeah, this is part of class. So this we can create anywhere in the class. It is part of class. So your test case order might be different, but the focus on chunk, like at the rate test is one chunk of code, at the rate before is one chunk of code. So this all should be together. Otherwise, it can be in any order.
So later, it worked for me, and then it closed. Google Chrome closed it, so I guess it's working. So you had the idea that driver would not work because, and then we had to create like a global. So later on, when we're doing it, like can we create like a global thing for anything, or only?
Yes. So whenever we have a variable that we wanted to access as part of multiple functions, right? That variable we will create always global only. Okay. So this is the right way to do. Earlier I was just doing in the wrong way to just explain everyone. Okay. But whenever you will write the real test case, always most of the variable you will create global only. If you wanted to share the variable between functions.
Right. So can you name it? Can you name it anything like WebDriver? The global variable is driver, so it's working. So instead of WebDriver, could it be web? Like the global. I don't think it'll be anyway.
Okay, so WebDriver is our class that helping us to automate our Chrome browser, right?
Yes.
So this class will be same, but the variable name, this can be anything. You can give XYZ also.
Oh, so if so whatever variable name that we give, we have to use that.
Exactly, the same we have to use it here, but the class name will be same here. Basically, this is interface, but you can say this will be the same.
So even if we did XYZ and then we put XYZ and XYZ and then XYZ close, it would still run.
Exactly. So I'll change this. Here you can say this XYZ, and here we can say XYZ, and here also XYZ, and here also we to say XYZ. So this is it. So the variable name, function name can be anything.
Can be anything. Okay.
Yes. So variable name and function name can be anything. Okay.
Yes, can be anything.
Rest other thing we have to learn all what class name and which function to call there. Function name is this function can be anything. Yes. This function name can be anything.
Right, and then got it. Thank you.
Okay, sure, no problem. Any other question? Okay, so if no question, then I want everyone just try it, like select one of the data from here, select class example, and then click on any of the data here, these three. Okay, and the checkbox also. Try to select the first two checkbox here. So the first row, whatever you're seeing here, radio button, select, multiple select example, and the checkbox. So select and multiple select is same, the way we have worked yesterday. Checkbox is again same as radio button. Okay. So now you try it. Okay. I'll take the 10 minutes break. Okay. So you should also take break. After the break, you can just try to do this. Okay. And then we'll proceed further. Fine, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you everyone. See you after 10 minutes.
Thank you.
Hello everyone, welcome back again. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so how many of you completed this all three control? Anyone has completed?
Do anything.
Okay, so let me do it here so you can also follow the same. So first one was clicking this BMW checkbox radio button. Next is selecting this, right, control. So we will inspect this. And for the select also we have this ID available, that is car select. So I'll copy the ID, right? And here we'll write the code. So this failed test case, I'll just delete it as of now because we don't need. So I'll say new select, and here I'll say that XYZ. Okay, so my XYZ is driver here. Okay, so I'll say XYZ dot find element, and then we'll say y dot ID, and here I'll put the ID here. And this select I have to import, right? So import the Selenium package. This is same I just read it. And then I'll say dot select y. I'll go by index if I'm not sure the name. So I'll just select the one. One means second one, right? Zero means first one. So it will go and select one of the value here, and that is like bench, right? Now we'll see for multi-select, right? How to do that. So let's try to get the expert for this. And here, if I see, let me expand this one. So if I see here, we have ID here, multi-select example. So perfect. I'll just copy. Name is also there. You can go for name also. So here what I'll say, again use the same thing. You select xyz dot find element y dot id. In place of xyz, if you're driver, you continue with driver only. So here change this. And now I'll say select y index again. I'll provide one here. So one means the second one orange. So it should click on orange. And the next is checkbox, right? So checkbox is multi-select. Here we can select more than one. So our target is to select the first one and second one, okay? Or maybe all, whatever. So we'll try to select this. So this all comes under label. And the best part here is we have like ID available for all. So it's like very simple, I'll say, because ID is available for all. One thing here I want to make, if you go with ID, just use the first ID, second ID, and go ahead and click, it will go and click. But if I want to try to one XPath only and use that everywhere, right? I can go here, name equal to cars. So whenever you'll see, whenever you have this either checkbox or radio button, their name will be same always. So you can see name is cars here for all three. So I wanted to go here with the name. So in that case, I need to write the XPath. So I'll say dot slash, dot is not required, I'll say double slash input where name equal to cars.
When is the dot required? I know we did it last time.
Yeah, dot is required for current selection. So you can start from dot also or without dot in that.
Okay.
Dot means from current location. So basically if you're not giving dot also, they will understand it from current location only. Okay. So here I got total 6, right? 1 of 6. So but basically we were looking for 3 only. So you can see here like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And here if you see the type is radio. So first 3 is radio and next 3 is checkbox. So we have a good option here, and this is again new for everyone. In XPath, we can put some more condition. I can say name equal to car and @type equal to checkbox. Okay. So now I got one of three. So why I have done that? Because I have an input and the name is cars is available for this radio button also and this checkbox also. But the difference in this radio button and checkbox is the type. So here if I give the type equal to checkbox, right, it is going to select this only. If I give type equal to radio, it will select this three only. So once we got this all three, right, now we can go ahead and click on first, second, third, anyone, right? So if I wanted to get the first one, that is BMW, I'll just use there this index 1. So now I got one of one. I'll just copy it and I'll just write the code here. So I'll say xyz dot find element y dot xpath, and here I'll paste the xpath and I'll say dot click. Why I have done this index? Because for writing the second one, it will be very simple. I'll just copy this and I'll paste the same thing and I'll say here 2. So it will select the 2. The second one is this bench. First one is BMW. So this is the code that I have wrote for this 4 line. So anyone has any questions from there?
Yeah, Mrityunjay, I did my own way of finding XPath for individual fields, but I'm getting error on my line that says select, I said select class example equal to new, select that establishing that function.
Okay, that's good, yeah. So you're getting the error there?
Yes. So can I share?
Yes, sure. Let me check my screen if it is working. So whence, I think, yeah, it's working. So I'm not getting any error. And to check whether everything got selected or not, xy.close code, I will comment it. So the browser will not get closed. So I can just see that all the elements are working or not. So you can see first is BMW, Benz, orange, and these first two got selected. Okay. So let me stop sharing. Now you can share the screen. Meanwhile, everyone can try to complete. Or if you have completed, let me know. Or if you have any question, then also let me know. We'll discuss.
So in here you see this.
So you're getting error in all the line, right? Starting from 23. So do you want to fix that one first?
Yes.
Okay. So in 23, it's saying if you click duplicate local variables, right? So the same variable you have already created as part of line number 22. So in whatever variable name you have given line number 22, in 23 you should give different variable.
It's supposed to be same, right? So whatever variable I'm creating here,
No, whatever variable we are creating there, that we will use it here, but here the variable name will be different. Right, so that you are using it there for creating the select object, that is good, but the select object variable name will be different. Now it is correct. So there you write it, this class G, whatever you have it, right?
Yes.
Yes. So the web element you are using in select to get the select, but the select variable name will be different.
Oh, got it. Okay.
Same thing you can do for second one.
Yeah.
Okay, this is also correct. And here what you're trying to do, if you wanted to get the web element somewhere, right? Then you should not call the click method in the same line. Click method will be next line. So remove the click method, dot click. Even the dot and this, yes. So now that is correct. And here also. And here also you can give both variable name is different. It should not be same.
Oh.
So first is BMW, second is Benz, something like that you can say.
Okay.
Now you have to call the click method after first line and second line. So select checkbox 1 dot click. So basically you are breaking this in two parts, the same line. Dot click. The spelling of select, I think you have to correct it.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly, same way for second.
Okay.
So you understood this concept?
Yes. So I think I'm getting confused. I know we have to create a select and select.
Yes. So we can do this in two ways. Either write the 3 line or you can write 1 line the way I have wrote. So both are correct perfectly.
Okay, so I did select by value.
That's good.
Value and orange, and this one with the index 1 and 2.
So do we have value there as BMW? Can you show me once?
Sure.
And even orange? Because I have not checked that yet. You can select that one.
Why it's not? I don't know why it's not.
Maximize it. The page maximize it. Chrome.
Okay.
Then you will. Now you can select. Yeah, that's enough.
I'm not able to click the arrow.
No, it's already clicked. Click one time and then select. Yes.
Okay, I did.
Go ahead. So for the orange, the value is orange. That's correct. But the O is small in a small case.
Oh, okay.
Check for BMW.
This one?
Yes.
This?
The select box. Next. In the select box, not the text. Yes, here. So here the what? Click on that. I think you have not clicked it. Yes. So if you expand here the select ID, here the value is BMW. Yeah, that's correct. But that again in the small case.
Oh, okay.
So value is different, visible text is different, ID is different, index is different, right?
Okay.
So that you have to follow. Here also orange O small, right?
Yeah.
Yes, and checkbox click. Now you can run and check.
Right, TNJ?
Yes.
I didn't understand the XPath.
Okay, I'll explain that. So firstly, you can run and check and let me know if it is working.
Sure. Thank you.
So Meghna, should I share my screen or you want to share?
I can share my screen. This is Samuel.
Okay. Oh, Samuel, yes, share it. Just share the screen. Okay, so you have the question in export.
Yes, so the XPath that you wrote was kind of long, and I didn't understand it. Where's my?
We go to the Chrome.
So can you explain it and take control of my system and show how you wrote it again and explain it, please?
Okay, sure, definitely. So this is again for everyone. You can just look into this once again. What I will do, I'll make this in this mode. Okay, so both I can see. So the writing the XPath for this BMW, right?
Yes.
So one thing is like very simple. We can just give the ID. Okay. But ID to give, it's very simple the way we have done it. But generally in general automation, whenever you are automating radio button and this checkbox, you will not have ID available. Okay. That's why I went through the other approach where I'm trying to select using the name cars. Right. So the name cars is available for all three. This one. Right. So all names are car. So I thought if I go to this input name equal to car, I'll get this 3. Okay. But I got total 6. So let's write till here. I'll say /input @name equal to cars. So how much I got? 1 of 6, right?
Right.
So this 3 coming from this right side, that is checkbox, and the 3 more is coming from left side, that is a radio button, and here also name is car.
Right.
So I'm saying input name equal to car. So total 6 elements is there in this page where name is cars, right?
Yes.
So then what I have done, I just observe this. In the left side is the radio button, right side is checkbox. So I can distinguish this between the type. So you can see type here is radio.
Right.
That is for left side. If I say for right, type equal to checkbox.
Right.
Okay. So in XPath, we have one more option to write and command. So I'm saying go ahead and find the input where name equal to car and type equal to checkbox. So now you can see I got 1 of 3.
Yes.
Got it. So only and I have wrote it. So in XPath we can write 2 more things, and or. Okay. But in this case we have to write and only, right? Because if both condition true, then only select. Name should be car and type should be checkbox. So we got the last 3 and that was our requirement. So once we got the last 3, for clicking on this, we can click one by one only, right? So that's why what I have done, with help of index, I have selected first one. So this is how we do the index. Enclose our XPath in the small bracket and then put that index. Now we got 1 of 1 and that is BMW checkbox on the right side. Can you see that?
Yes.
So now I'll go ahead and copy this, and here in Eclipse, you already wrote this XPath. I'll go ahead and paste this one. And here, this outline we can close. We don't need, okay. So I'll say here dot click, right?
Yes.
And because we have wrote in the index way, if first one is first, right? So the second one is very simple to write. We'll just copy and we will paste it here and we'll change the index to 2. So it will select on second one also, right?
Yes.
So any question?
No. Now I understood. Okay.
Perfect. So you can run it and check. So any question from anyone else?
Mrityunjay, I got error, but I
Okay.
don't know where I'm getting the error.
I'll
See
stop.
the line number.
Okay. Sure, Samyak. Let me know if it is working.
Okay. I will stop sharing now.
Okay. Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm sharing my screen.
Yes, sure, Sridevi. So now you're getting that element should have been select, but was input. Wow. So this is very much clear message it's showing, right? Somewhere in XPath you have wrote input, but they're saying very distinct, means very clear message like it should have been select.
So it should be on line 22.
And it's showing the line number also?
No, I don't. That's the challenge that I have. I don't know which line is failing.
Oh, so if you go to console, check it if they're showing the line number. Yeah, scroll up. So you have to look for first TestNG.java if you are able to get somewhere. Yes, line number 23. Can you see that? First TestNG.java. That is the second log line. If you scroll down, if you just come down, second log line. Yes, that one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So if you click on that, this is for everyone. This is how we identify the error, and we go to exact line. You will have the multiple error. Look for your class name and go for that. So line number 23, they are saying. So here you wrote the input, right? But I think that was select.
This one?
Yes, right? Because we are going to select it. So I think that's a select in your HTML code. If you go and look, you have to write /select @name equal to cars maybe.
Really?
Yes. So this XPath you can check on the Chrome and see whether it's working or not.
Oh yeah, select class. Right?
Yes, correct. Select. So the Selenium is automatically detecting that because you are using the select class, but you are passing the input. So they thought maybe you have done some mistake in the XPath.
Okay, so I'm doing this for select class example dropdown.
Okay.
Okay. So this is my legend select class example.
Okay.
And the name is cars.
Correct.
Right?
Yes,
So
you can try to make the XPath here first. Always it's recommended to use make the XPath in Chrome.
Sure.
And if you're using 1 of 1, then only use that in Java.
Okay. So in here I used name cars.
Exactly.
Okay.
So you delete this all, write it from phrase. Delete this all.
Sorry?
Delete everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, delete everything. So it's a select box. So do /select. And the big bracket, you can say @name equal to cars. So if you got 1 of 1, means it should work now. So you can copy paste and use that there. And same applies for line number 27 also.
Oh.
So there also just input you have to change to select.
So did it fail?
Yes. So we can check the line number this time. And this time it's what is the line number? Yeah, 27. Scroll, come down at the last line. Not like this. No, now it is on top. Yes, on the same screen, fourth last line. First TestNG.java. Yes, line number 1.
How do you say it's in the?
Because you can see the first TestNG.java. This is your class, right? Rest other are framework things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we look for our class name only, our Java file name.
Okay, so this XPath is also.
You have to just change the input to select and it should work.
Okay.
Yes, now you can try it. Okay, so another error, we'll check. Check the line number, first TestNG, where it is. Line number 33 this time, yes.
Same one, right?
Yes, so what is the error in this case now?
Unable to locate element.
Yes, because this XPath is wrong because you have not enclosed your XPath in single quote bracket. Right, small bracket. So if you copy this XPath and use this in Chrome, second one, it will show 0 out of 0.
Okay, let's see.
Yes. First one is like, even it is wrong, but it's working because that is becoming true. Because this is one only. But in second case, you are not getting anything, right?
Yeah, I'm not getting anything.
So entire XPath you have to place inside the small bracket.
Okay,
one
so
will work, second one will
2 of 3. If I put 2, I'm not getting anything.
Yes.
Okay, so now I have 3. So
yes, you have 1 of 3. So if you
I'm
want
an index 1.
don't write 1, remove that 1.
Okay.
Whenever we get this 1 of 3 or whatever, right? Our first job is to this XPath enclosed within the small bracket.
Okay.
Then use the index. So this is the thumb rule in the XPath.
Okay.
Yes. Now 1 to 3 you can do at the last.
Okay. So indexing should be completely at the end of it after finishing is what you're saying.
Yes. Correct.
Okay.
So now 1, 2 you can try it. This is 1 and 2 you can change it there.
Yeah. So it's selected BMW, orange, BMW. That's I think I did all of it.
Okay, perfect. Any other question from anyone?
Nitin,
Yes.
could you please help me out? I think I'm lost.
Sorry, tell me.
Yeah. Let me share my screen because I
Yeah,
didn't
sure.
I couldn't follow.
Can I ask? So you know when it opens up, it shuts down so quickly, the Chrome.
Yes. So in the after test, you just comment that closing line.
Oh,
Just comment it or delete it.
okay.
So you will be able to see whether it's working or not, and later you can uncomment that line.
Oh, got it. Because it opened
Right?
and closed so fast. Yes. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Sure. Thank you. So now, okay, the Meghna screen. Okay, you're getting line number error in 25, right?
I didn't do anything. I was just watching everybody's thing. And
Okay, so here, okay, let me take the control and I'll tell you one by one here. So you have this first test, right? Then you're writing the code in second test, right? And in second test is like this @ test is missing, right? Heading. So this we need if you wanted to run this test case here. And in this before test here, we should have the before test. Okay. So as of now, we don't need, so we can comment this. We'll add this later. We'll focus on the error first. This @ test, we'll leave it the test case, but will not write this code because it will launch it twice, right? And then we have this this test where first we are clicking a radio button, and here you wrote the XYZ, right? So XYZ is something that I have changed in my system, but in your system it is still driver, the variable name, right? So you put the driver only here. So new select. Now we have to import the select here from Selenium, right? So it is selecting that and select by index. So we can write this again. So it will not be error. Dot select by index. So here, if you wanted to select the second one, we can provide one. Now, first one is clicking on BMW radio button. Second one is from the car selecting one of the car, right? And what is the third steps here? So where is the window open? It is no, this one. Okay, so this two is done. Third one is selecting from here, right? So, okay, I don't need, so we'll minimize this as of now. So this window. So this window to write the expert ID, we'll just go inspect. All right. And I'll just go to this any of one. So here we have ID. So we'll take this up and copy and go to the Eclipse and put it here. And the same line we need again. So I'll copy this, paste it here. The same line I will use it cut in car select, paste it, and we'll select the index one. So what we're trying to do, first checkbox, select the first or second element, and here also select the same second element, and then last one is that is like I think select, right? This one checkbox, that's called checkbox. So for checkbox here, did you follow that how we wrote the XPath?
yeah, I follow that. Yeah, you just
Exactly. So the same XPath you can write it here.
yeah.
Okay. Just to make this complete code, I'll just copy this here ID. Okay. And later you can write with that XPath also. So I'll say here this driver dot find element, and here we'll say y dot id, and just paste the ID what you've copied, and I'll say dot click. So we got it, click. To check everything is working or not, driver.close will comment it as of now, and then we'll run to check like so far how it's working. Same way for select the second checkbox, you can use the second one, second ID, right? Or whatever XPath we have wrote with help of name and type, that also you can try it on the same code. So you can see all it is selecting whatever we want, right? So here also we have given 1 means 0, 1. Here also 0, 1 is orange, BMW, and here BMW.
Mrityunjay, so
Yes.
I ran the case. It doesn't show any errors in Eclipse, but it only checks the radio. I mean, only the radio button is working. It doesn't select anything else.
Okay, we will check it.
Can
So yes, sure. So Meghna, like you have any other question?
No, that's it. Thanks.
Okay, perfect. So you can try with the other XPath here. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Thank you. You can stop sharing now. Okay. So next question. Yeah, you can share your screen, Samyak. So let me check your code first. So you have this car select and okay. So same issue, right? One steps we have wrote that is for failing our test cases, right? So which step is failing our test cases? So you can comment that line because it's failing. So further test case will not run, right? Right, but it will go to after test and close the browser. So now it should work.
Right. So I commented the after the close as well. So hopefully it will run now.
Oh yeah, we'll get the time to check that.
Please run, please run. Oh, great. Yeah, now it's running. Thank you.
Yeah, so the same issue, like whatever we had, like if any step is failing, further line will not work.
Right.
Okay.
Right. Yes. Thank you.
Perfect. Any other question from anyone? So everyone is able to follow till here. I know we are going a bit slow, but I'm happy that everyone is asking question and doing the practical, and this is what I wanted. Okay. So
yeah, I'm not finding the XPath for the select checkbox.
Select checkbox means which one? First, second, third, fourth. Which one?
Yeah, the XPath. It's not showing me 1 of 1.
For third one or fourth one?
The fourth one, checkbox example.
Oh, for checkbox, right? So you are trying with this XPath?
Yeah.
Okay, just check it if you are trying the same thing. Or I will do one thing. I'll copy this and I'll put it in the Slack group. You can just verify it once, or copy this and paste it in your Chrome and see if you are getting 1 of 1. So this XPath you have understood, right?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. Just try this, copy paste. Is it working or not? Is this working in your system?
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
It's working, right?
Did the same thing, but it didn't show.
Maybe some single code or something would be missing. So that sometime it happened. So you are getting 1 of 1. So same XPath if you use, now it should work.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Okay. So far it's good. We all are on the same page. That's perfect. So we can follow and do the steps. Okay. Now we are going to discuss something new, and we are switching back from this TestNG Selenium to Java. Okay. So we are going to learn a couple of Java concepts because that will be helpful for understanding further Selenium concept. Okay. So let's go ahead. And in Java, we have not learned one topic that is called array. Okay. So I'm going to create one class. You can also create it. So I have right click on any of my package. I am saying any of, so you can do anywhere. Any of your package, new class. This is normal class, not TestNG class. And here I'll say the class name as array demo. Okay. Here, more than coding, we have to understand like how the array concept works. So here again, I will not go by TestNG. We can do also, but we'll go through the main function only. Okay. So I'll click on public static void main. So as of now, what I have done, I created a new class in my any of the package, and the name of that is array demo, and I have the main method also here, and I have used the main method and will click on finish button. Okay. So now I have this main function. So we are going to learn the array concept in Java. Okay. So array is, you can say, collection of similar types of data. Okay. Similar type of data means, suppose I have to store the list of a student roll number. So roll number we can store in integer, right? If it is normal roll number. So I can create the integer array. If I have to store the list of a student name, then name will store in a string. So for that we can create a string array. So let's see that by example. Suppose I have to store the one of the student roll number. So I'll say int roll number equal to maybe student roll number is 101. So this is just storing the one student roll number. But suppose I have a class means the real class, the classroom, where we have a list of students, right? Means we have many students. So if I wanted to store that all the student roll number in our Java code, right, for some processing purpose, so in that case, we can create the array, right? So I can say roll number array. I can give any variable name, okay? Only the syntax matter here, variable name could be any. So I'll say int roll number, then this big bracket is called array. You can say array symbol, or this is array bracket, okay? So I'll say int roll number array, big bracket equal to, I'll say new int. And I have 15 students in only my class. So I'll say new int 15, okay? So this is going to create a 15 space in memory where we can store the 15 roll number of integer type. So how to store the roll number of a student? So I'll say roll number array, and I'll say 0th equal to my first student roll number is 100, suppose. Okay, this has nothing related to the first one. Okay, this is I was just showing how to create integer variable. This is we know how to create the integer array. I can say how to create int array, and I can say here this is normal int variable. Okay, this is two different things. So this is how we created the integer array, and here in the array index start with 0. So first student roll number, if it is 100, I'll say my roll number array of 0th pocket equal to 100. If I wanted to store the second student roll number, I'll say this number array of first, right, 1 equal to, suppose roll number is 105, right? I can give in any order or anything. Next, I'll say roll number array 2 equal to 107. Next, I'll say roll number array 4 equal to 103. Next, I'll say roll number array 5th. Oh, I missed something maybe. This I just want to sequence. This is 2, this is 3, this is 4. And I'll say here roll number is 99, whatever. So that means I have total 5 student roll number stored in my array, and the array capacity is 15, but I have the 5 student roll number here stored. Okay, so this is how we store the data inside the array. Okay, this is one by one we can store it. Now, if I wanted to print the student roll number, what I'll say system.out.println, and I'll say this roll number array of 2. So if I run this program, what will be the output?
107.
107. Yes, that's perfect. So I'm going to print the second pocket, and it is printing 107, right? So this is how we store the data inside the array. This is how we retrieve the data from the array. And this is how we create the array. Array means collection of similar types of data. You can see all the types are integer only. Here we don't have string, boolean, character or float, anything. All are integer because our array is integer type. Okay. So now this is, I'm printing one student roll number. Suppose I need to print all the student roll number, then I have to write this println 5 times, right? With 0, 1, 2, 3. But suppose I don't want to write this 5 times. I just wanted to use some of the tools that we have learned in Java so that it should print all the 5 student roll number. So what we should use in this case?
For loops.
Exactly. So we can use the loop concept that we have learned it, right? So what we have learned as part of loop concept, that we have to recall it here a little bit. So I'll say for loop, suppose I want to use the for, then I'll say int I equal to 0 because our array index start with 0. Then I'll say I less than 5 because I have 5 students only as of now. And then I'll say I plus plus. And this for loop, I'll write the body of this for loop, and this println is here, and I'll close this body. So in this case, if I run, what will be the output? So what I have done, this println, I have wrote inside that for loop now. So that means this println should run 5 times, right?
No.
No?
Because you did not put I in here for the incrementer too.
Yeah,
okay.
So it's going to go the same result.
So suppose if this code has some error and if I'm going to run, what will be the output in this case?
Run 2 in 4 times. It will run 2 in 5 times.
It will print 107 5 times.
That's perfect. So here what do? The code is definitely going to run the 5 times, and it is going to print 107 5 times, right? Because the index we have hard coded here, right? So the correct thing is what we have to put here I. I means every time take the dynamic ID from the for loop, right? And just get all the value from 0 to 4 and print it. So this is the right way to print the all the integer data, all the array data using the for loop. Okay, that means everyone has understood the for loop, right? So far, any question from anyone? Like how to create array? Here we have learned how to store data, how to print the array without loop and with loop. Good.
Okay, is there any other easier way to store multiple data instead of writing this?
Yes, that's correct. That is what I was coming in the other way, right? Next approach. So I'll say the other way to store data in array, right? So here what we have done, here we have created the array and here we have stored the data. But what we can do, we can create and store at the same time. So for that, what is the syntax is, I have to say int, suppose again I wanted to store roll number of all the students, I'll say int roll numbers, right? This is the array, so I have to give this big bracket equal to, right? I can write this curly braces and I can put all the roll number here. So I can say roll number here maybe 5, 7, 2, 1, 9, 6, 3, 10, 12. Right? So this is another way to create the integer array. Okay. And how many student? So in this case, you can say it's a dynamic, right? Here the number of data I have given, the length of array will be that. Here it was fixed 15 only, so we cannot store more than 15. But here at least you can see the number of integer I will provide. That many, that will be the size of our array. So how to know what is the size of array? For that, I can say system.out.println, and I can say size of array means the total number of students in our class, right? So I'll say total student, right, count, and I can say here plus roll numbers dot length. So for array there is a property called length that provides us the total number of length of the array or total count of the array. So I'll just go ahead and run it, and you can see the output here. Total student count is 9. Got it? So far, any other question from the array? So here we are learning the array and loop, both we are mixing it. Now suppose next target is to print all the roll number with help of for loop, right? So how we are going to write the for loop here? In the same way, I'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than, this time I can say 9 because we know the length. But if I wanted to make it dynamic, I'll say roll numbers dot length. I equal to 0, I less than roll numbers dot length. Then I'll say I plus plus, and here I'll print it system dot out dot print, and in print I'll just print that roll numbers of index I, right? And after that we can just print comma. So what will happen? It will print all the roll numbers in one line only. We can print a new line also, but here I'm printing in one line. You can see this. Or to make it the similar as previous, I can give this new line here. So here, if I just run, it is going to print all the students roll number. So for any question from the array or for loop, or I'm going so fast?
That's good.
Okay. So the same way we have created the array of integer, we can create the array of a string also. Okay. So for that, what we have to say? A string. Okay. And here I'll say name. Okay. So whatever roll number I have, suppose I wanted to provide the name of those students as well. So I can create a string names equal to, again I can put it multiple names here in this one. Right. So I can put here name, maybe something Raj or whatever, Mohit, and this John, and whatever X, Y. Right. So this is how we create the string array. Okay. And if I wanted to print the name of all the array data, if you wanted to print the name of all the array data, I'll say here system.out.println, and I'll say names of whatever 0, 1, 2, 3. Or if I wanted to print with help of loop, I'll say I, and I'll write a for loop for int I equal to 0, I less than names dot length, same approach, I plus plus, and this is names, right? So that's the names. So this is going to print all the names of the student, right? Raj, Mohit, John, XY. So 5 student name I have it, so I've just put it here in the array. Any question from a string array?
This is the first time that we are using length, right? We haven't used length before, have we?
Yes, so length we have used it here also, this one.
No, before that. Like for
No, before that, no. Here we have hard coded that here. Right? Because we were knowing the total 5, because manually we were inserting the student, right? So we know total 5 length is there.
Right. So when we were learning previously, like the loop and the string variable, we didn't do the length, right? Did we do the length?
Where you're saying in this case?
Like in the previous classes when you were learning about the string variable and loop.
No, so we have, this is first time we are learning array, right?
Right.
So array is different than a string.
Right. No, that I got. Just the length, just writing length.
No, yeah, length we are doing first time. In case of a string, we had size.
Size. Right.
Yeah, size was returning that.
Got it.
Got it. Okay, any other question we have it? So suppose we wanted to print a result, something like that, where it should say the Raj roll number is 5, Mohit roll number is 7 in the same order. Okay, so suppose we wanted to print the result from 2 array, right? So here I can say names, that is Raj first time, and I can say here roll number is, and here I can say plus roll numbers of I, right? So this is, I'm just showing that, so we should understand like how we can print the data or combine two array data in one for loop and print it. So the output of this will be this Raj roll number is 5. Same way Mohit roll number is 7. Is it any question anyone has from here?
Integer I you are defined 2 times. Is it possible?
That's a very good question. So here integer I is part of for loop. So you can say it's a local variable. Okay. So this integer for I, whatever we have created here, the scope of till this is till line number 29 only. Okay. So after that, this rest of the line doesn't know the integer I. So we can again create it again. Okay, this one. So this is like local variable. Local variable scope will be till body of that loop or body of that function. After that, the same variable we can use it because their scope got ended here on. Got it? Perfect. So now if I run, you will see the output that is getting returned from 2 different array. So Raj roll number is 5, Mohit roll number is 7. So we are getting result from here combining with this names. We have 5 names only, but 9 roll number. So that's why the loop I have run basis on name only. If I run basis on roll number, our code will get failed. It will show the error like after 5 other names are not available. Right?
How do you get this? Because two different.
Yes. So basically, this is like something the for loop is doing. What they're doing, I equal to 0, right? So the 0th element of names is Raj, and the same 0th element of roll number is 5. So we can fetch it if we provide the data, right?
Can we put equal to in the second condition? I less than or equal to?
Here you are saying equal to, yeah, we can put that equal to also. But if you are putting the equal to, right, it will run the code till 5 and index start from 0. So this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, 3, 4, right? And fifth, there is nothing, right? So it will show the error like array index out of bound at the 5th location. You
Yeah,
can
I
see
got
the
the error out of
Array, yes, array is out of form means we are trying to access some data that is not available. In that case, this error will come.
Okay. So when will we use this equal to?
Equal to will use if we have one more data here. In this case, or equal to we can use it here. I can do name length -1. So in this case, it will work. So I'm saying start from the 0, go till the here we can use the equal to. Go till or equal to till length -1. So length is 5, so go till 4th. So in this case, it will not show the error. So it's all on the how we wanted to write our logic until what the data is available.
Sure.
Either like either use the equal to, then remove -1, right? So based on the logic and condition, we can say either we can use this one or that one.
Okay.
So equal to also sometimes we use it based on the condition. This is very simple. So here we cannot use all the example, but whenever we'll see some complex code, we'll see where we are using equal to or without equal to.
Sure.
Okay. So everyone is able to understand the for loop now and how the for loop is helping us to retrieve data from array, right? Either it is integer array or the string array. Any question? Any other question? Okay, if no question, one more small concept we will learn it. So here is the array, right? So in array we can see here the size will be always fixed. Either we talk about this one or this one. Okay, but suppose we wanted to store unlimited data where size is not fixed. Like you provide the data, it will go and insert. Okay, in that case, we have one more thing in Java to use. Okay, so before that, I'll show you the limitation of this array where it will get fail. So I'm going to create one more class and I'll say this array demo2 and I'll have a main method, right? And I'll say here maybe okay, so I'll create an integer array. I'll say int arr equal to new int of 5, right? And this time I'll not hard code the data in this one. I will ask the user to enter the data and that data we will enter in this array. Okay, so how we'll do this? I'll say like I'll write a for loop. I'll say for int I equal to 0, I less than, I'll say 5, I plus plus, and inside this loop what we'll do. So I think everyone has learned, right, how to take the input from the user, right? So here what I'll do, we have learned this is scanner class. I'll say scanner is equal to new scanner. In the first class, I think we have learned where if I provide system.in, it will take the input from the user keyword. System.in is by default input device. So I'm going to use this. And here I'll say system.out.println and I'll say enter a number to store in array, right? And I'll say press enter 0 to exit. Okay, so that means what we are trying to say that enter any number apart from this. Enter any number apart from. I think someone is on last. You can click on mute if you're not talking. Hello. Okay, this is fine now. So what we're saying, I think still I can hear my echo. So maybe you can click on mute if you're not talking. Okay. Let me check. Okay, perfect. So yeah, what we're trying to say, enter a number and that we will store in this array. And if you don't want to enter any this if you don't want to enter more numbers, press 0 and the program will exit. Okay, so what we'll do it here, I'll check if, okay, first we'll take the number from the user. So I'll say int user number whatever, and how we take the input, like sc.nextInt, if you remember, right? And here we'll check if user number equal to 0, then I'll say break the loop. Otherwise, what I'll say, I have an array. In that array, go ahead and enter this user number. Okay, I'm writing with complex code, but I'll explain you. So it will become simple after that. So once we are done, I'll just go ahead and print this data. I'll say system.out.println, and I'll say you have entered these are the data, right? And I can print this with help of for loop again. For int I equal to 0, I less than whatever array dot length I have it, and I plus plus. And here I can just print system.out.println. You may not need to type this. I'll send this code. Just try to understand it. So the number I'll print here is like array of ith plus, I'll just print with the comma. So let's try to understand this code, what is happening here. We have created the array, then we created a scanner. So this helping us to take the input from the user. Then I'm putting a message to the user. This loop I can run more than 5 times because the number of times the user wanted to enter the data. So I'll say enter a number to store in array and enter 0 to exit, right? Or I can say enter a number except 0 because 0 will take you out from the loop. So I'm taking the user input here from the user in user number. I'm checking if the user entering 0, then I'm saying go out of the loop. Otherwise, store that number inside the array. So I'm saying user number go to the array. And every time value of I is increasing, so data will get stored. So now let's run this. So it's saying like enter a number to store in array. Enter 0 to exit. So I'll say enter 5. So you can see the 5 would have got stored in the array. Next time I'll say enter 100. Right? Next time I'll say enter 300. That means I have stored 3 different number. Next time I don't want to enter more, I'll press 0 and enter. So you can see we have came out of the loop and it's saying you have entered this number 500, 300. It's saying 0, 0 after this because total size of the array is 5, and if you're not entering the data, by default data in the array will be 0. Okay, so you can ignore this as of now, but here we can see that whatever number I have entered 500 and 300, that is available in our array. Okay, now if I go ahead and run this code again, right, and in this case if I entering a number first time maybe 3, then 6, then 10, then 20, 30. So I'm keep entering the number. Here our size of array is 5 only. So it cannot store more than 5 element, right? So if I try to enter more than 5, then definitely it should throw the error. So 5 is already we have stored. Now 6th number we are going to store it, and we got the array index out of exception, right? So the one of the limitation of array is where if the limit exists, it will show the error and it will not store the number, and program will get exit. Okay, so one thing we have in the Java, there are multiple concepts, but one of the simple concept is called array list. Okay, so array list is a collection class in Java that help us to store unlimited number of code, means unlimited number of data. So there will be no limitation. Okay, so let me try to convert the same program in array list, and you will see you will able to enter multiple data and it will not show any error. So for this I'll copy the same program and I will paste it here, and this time name I'll give like array list demo. Okay, because array list example we are going to see that. So now here what I'll change it, instead of this array I'll change this with the array list. So array list is a class in Java that comes under this collection class. So I'll say I created an array list object. So I can say here ARR, same object I can give, equal to new. So this way, with the help of new, here we have to create the object of this same as array, and I can say integer. So why I'm writing integer is array list is generic that can store any types of data, integer, float, boolean, string. So in this case I have to store the integer, so I have to type integer here. Okay, and this integer is different than what I have wrote int. Okay, but as of now we'll see like both are same. Okay, this int or this integer, we'll see the difference of that later. So the array list comes from other package. This is the Java library, right? Java.util. So I will import this. Okay, integer I don't need to import. Yes, this comes from lang package. So this also we'll discuss it later. So in Java we have one package called java.lang, and if you wanted to use any class from java.lang, then you don't need to import. Like let's take example of here system. System is a class that we are using here, but we are not importing anything for the system here. And no one has asked this question so far, right? Why we are not importing the system? Because system comes from the java.lang package. Okay, and in Java there is rule, if something or some class if you're using from lang package, for that you don't need to import. Same apply for the string also. String is a class and we are not importing that because that also come from the lang package. But apart from the scanner, it's come from the util package. Array list come from the util package. So we are importing it. Okay, so now instead of array we created the array list, and here we have promised that it will store the n number of data, right? So in array list the storing mechanism is a bit different. Here we have to call a method called add method. So I'll say array dot add and user number, rest of the thing will be same. Okay, so now you can see that we are adding the number here, and in this case of printing I have to use this array dot size. Okay, only instead of length we have to use the size, and for printing I have to say array dot get of I, same thing. So this small changes I have done it. Now our program become the from array to array list, and here I'll not get error like this when we are entering more than 5 data. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and run this, run a Java application, and I'll try to enter the data. I'm entering 4, 7, 2, 90, 100, 23, 50. So you can see I'm entering more than 5 data. I will enter 0 to come out, and I have all this data available in the array list, right? So you saw the difference in array and array list. Array, the size is fixed. We cannot increase at the runtime, but array list, the size is unlimited and it get increased at the runtime whenever the requirement comes. The number of data you wanted to store, that it will store in the array list. So now the questions time, if you have any question.
So on the console, when you clicked enter, and then kept entering the numbers, once you stopped entering the numbers, it showed you have entered so and so numbers, or how did that come up?
How did this last come up, you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, this is coming from this for loop.
So that's the number of numbers that you've entered.
So this all the number we are storing in array list, right?
Right.
So at the last we are printing from the array list. So whatever user entering, it getting stored in the memory and it's getting printed at the last.
And you said it can be infinite numbers of things that we can store.
Yes, there is no limit. We can keep storing. So it's not, there is no limitation like array here. We can store n number of.
And to store any data, we have to input the data manually, right?
Yes. We are just seeing that as an example, but this will not be the case in the real time. It might take data from some file. It might take data from some website. Like suppose in your website, suppose you have a this list of country, right, in select box.
Right.
And suppose as a tester, our requirement is to verify like total list of countries should be 200. And in this 200 list, one country named India should be there. So this kind of testing requirement, if we have it, right, there we will use the array list. Okay, because we don't know the size of how much the country will be there in the drop down. So it will fetch all the country and then we'll write the loop something like this to verify the any special country or any specific country name is available or not there. Okay. So to verify that, we have to know this Java concept like loop, array and array list. That's why we have discussed this. So this practical implementation of this we'll see in the Selenium code.
Got it.
Got it? Perfect. Any other question?
So I'm getting error on the get method.
Okay. So that error we will fix it, but concept wise, have you understood this?
Yes, it's a little bit complex. I could follow what you were saying, but for me to write by myself, I think I have to try again.
Yeah, so this is the first time code you are seeing, right? So as soon as we'll do more practice, you will able to write this all. Okay. So I would recommend everyone to don't try to remember this code. Okay. Just try to understand it. Syntax, you will learn it by writing it more time. Okay. So this time I will post multiple assignment that is related to this, what we have learned in last 2 days, and everyone has to do this practice. Okay. So if you're getting syntax error, I'll send this code in the Slack so everyone can take it from there. Okay. And fix your syntax error. Got it?
Mrityunjay?
Yes.
I have 2 questions.
Yes,
The Java dot, the array list and the scanner, they both belong to java.util. So is it fine if I just import java.util and it will import both array list and scanner, whatever classes are available as part of java.util package?
Yeah, that's a good question. Perfect. So you can see I remove the scanner. I'm having the error in the scanner. So here I can say util star. Okay.
Oh, .util. Okay, that's what the error. I was missing star.
And util.star will import both. Okay, and even it will import all other class what is there in util package.
Got it. Okay, and other one is for the for loop. Instead of I less than 15, do we have array list.length function available so that it will?
Yeah, so array length, the length, no size function is there, but when you do the size here first time, right? The size of array list is by default 0. So first time loop itself will get failed, so it will not come inside the here. Okay. So one good practice is instead of I less than 15, if you wanted to do infinite time, because currently it's doing till 15 only, right? You can type it here true. Okay. So true means this is called the infinite for loop that will run n number of time until unless we are pressing 0. So on 0 it breaking, then only it will come out. Okay. So the limitation of 15 also is gone now. Got it?
So just one quick question. So if we're looking at somebody's birth date, then for each we have to write a code, right, for the birth year, for the birth month, and for the birth date. So we have to create so basically an array of the month, array list of the date, and array list of the year.
Exactly. So based on the requirement we have to create. If we have to store all these 3, we can definitely store in the array list.
So for each we have to do one, right? So include, Ram is born on like May 5th. So we have to do for each individual, May, month, date, year as the requirement, if that's the requirement.
Yes, so that is the one way, or other way we can create a custom date class. Okay. and in that date class, we will have the 3 variables. One is for year, month, or date. Okay. So in that case, when we'll create the date, a custom date class object, all these 3 will come as part of object. Okay. As you have asked that, I'll show you that maybe next class. Okay.
Okay.
How to do that.
Okay.
So here, one more thing, if equal to, this true looks bit weird, right? Because we have not learned this, something like this in for loop. So here, what you can do 1 equal to 1. So this is also always true, right? So this also like it will never fail. So it will keep running. So it will take infinite number of input from you until unless you press 0.
Okay. So you cannot skip that condition, the second condition.
Second means this. Yeah, this is 1 equal to 0 means always true.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
instead of run, yes.
Instead of that, if we want it infinite, then can we do I equal to 0 and then I plus plus?
That's also a good option. Let me remove this. And I think it's correct. You're right. If I remove that, then also it will work. Yes, perfect. So this is also infinite if you remove that. But you have to give that semicolon this 2 times. Okay. So this also will do. So if I just go and enter some number, you can see it is infinite, right? I just keep taking the input, and once I press the 0, it will come out, and total number I have entered this many. Yes, so there are 3 ways: either write true, or write 1 equal to 1 or 2 equal to 2, or leave that blank. That also will be by default true. That's correct. Perfect. Any other question from anyone?
How is it going to be true by default? We can either write true or equal.
By default, yes. So for loop, there is a concept called dummy for loop that we can write something like this. Getting? So here, if you see that,
That is true.
Yeah, something like that. Which this also we can write it where we'll have no any parameter, okay, and like this will also run infinite. Okay, so the second one is also empty. In this case, what we are doing, only the condition ones we are making it empty. Okay, so this is called infinite loop.
Oh, right.
Hey, Mrityunjay.
Yes, yes. So we are just closing it. Just question answer now.
Yeah, I have a couple of questions, right?
Yes.
So I know you're talking about POM file with a Maven and all the dependencies. Are we planning to take Git or GitLab kind of a thing?
Yeah, we have Git also. That's correct. That is just part of next class.
Okay, because I want the pipeline, right? Like Git and Jenkins.
Yes,
so
yes.
you know we can start. Yeah.
So Git will be next. So it will be good for everyone also. Everyone will have a Git repository. They can push all their code. So now we have enough code that we can push in the Git.
Yeah, but my other thing, my thing was, do we need to start that first, or being in Selenium, let's get the Selenium grid running first?
No, like we'll do the Git, we'll do the Jenkins also, and then we'll go for grid.
Okay,
so,
and then Zelenium is the Docker. That's the next one, right?
Selenium Docker also, yes. So we'll see like Selenium grid. If we are able to do it fast, then we can go for Selenium and Docker.
Okay.
So like everything is independent. We can do anything in any order.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So any other question from anyone?
Yeah, it would help if we start the Git because that's something that I'm looking for.
Yes. So next class will be Git. Okay. So the Java and Selenium coding we'll do in every class. And apart from that, the way we have learned today, this TestNG, we'll have all of the one topic as installation and all the setups, because those are just configuration installation. It's same as TestNG and a couple of commands. Most of the things is Java and Selenium coding only. So we'll do all parallel.
So the other question is on the Selenium, right? So because I just missed a couple of meetings. So my question was like, are you guys going with? I know you talk about Selenium. I mean, sorry, TestNG. Is it like a data-driven? Like, how do I pass my data? with the
Yes,
TestNG and execution.
yes. So that is
Assertion.
also, yeah, that is also we have the plan. As of now, we have just learned the TestNG test cases, how to create the test cases before, after, everything. Now we'll have to plan like how we'll go for this data-driven test cases, then how to do the parallel execution, everything.
Okay, perfect.
Yes.
But so far on the Selenium, right, Mrityunjay? So our team can all the object identifications, right? That is the default on the Selenium using different technology. I mean techniques, right?
Correct.
So they are well versed.
Yes. So I think I'm very confident that everyone is confident writing the locators, XPath, ID, and they are doing it thereby on. Okay. So that
How
is
about
the
the dynamics one? Are they
yeah.
all
So
able
everyone is writing dynamic XPath only.
Okay.
Yes.
Because like the flight reservation application I was talking to you, right, on the web application, where user can search for the price of the results, right? Like from A to B, if I am searching, there may be multiple choices, and I'm not picking all the time the same result, right? The flight ticket that may be going to be based on the date I'm choosing. Right. So that is the dynamic selection of, okay, which one on the results I need to pick.
Yes. So whatever XPath we have wrote it, right, that will be helpful to writing that dynamic XPath on the price also. So that also we'll see on some website, because that one demo one is not working, looks like. So we can check any website and we can just try it with the same XPath. So we have already learned the dynamic XPath. We can apply that in any website now.
Okay, perfect. And how about the capturing the results and pushing into either spreadsheet or some other format? I mean, the assertion probably you guys don't, right? But after the assertion, I want to save the results into some location, like opening an Excel sheet or updating the Excel sheet or something like that.
Yes. So Excel sheet we have not covered it. Once we'll cover it as part of data driven, that time we will write that in Excel sheet. Yes.
Okay. So guys, I'm asking all those questions from the real-time experience, right? So when you're automating it using, Selenium, this is like a default or like, needed ones.
Yes.
So that's what I'm asking all those questions to Mrityunjay, so that to help you guys, get up to speed. So get all those fundamentals of Selenium, all right? And then also, I know he's focusing a lot of Java. That is another good thing. I see it.
Yeah.
And then get up to speed on data driven and also dynamic table reading or assertions, and then move quickly to Git and Selenium Grid, Jenkins. That's the important selling point.
Yeah, sure, sir.
Yep, that's it from my side. Thank you very much, Mrityunjay. Any other question you all have?
No, I'm good.
I just have a quick question. Are there any resources you would like to read us, just to get up to the speed as Dash is talking about it? Sometimes I have seen, at least with myself, if I've read something ahead of time, it gives me a better understanding of what you're teaching during the class. So something, basic, like not something real advanced. Any website that you would suggest?
So the I think in our Slack channel, I think Mrityunjay or I'm not sure. Like we already posted our course curriculum, the content with the Word document. Is it pinned, Mrityunjay? Do you remember?
Oh, I think we have it. So whatever syllabus we have it, right? You can just follow that before the class. If you're just going and searching that the same thing in Google, and you get some website, we have many websites, so you can just read from anyone. Okay, so that will give you one extra hand.
That's what because Google points out so many websites and I was so confused which one to start with. So any from your experience you would have found, figured it out, would be easier for us to, get better understanding of this one.
Yes, so 2-3 website I know that is useful. So I'll ping that link. I think one is tools QA, that is bit advanced one. One is the basic one that I'll see and I'll send that two links. Okay. So start with that basic one and then go for tools QA. So that is the advanced one.
All right.
I'll send the link today.
Sure.
Awesome. Okay. So let me stop recording, Mrityunjay. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Sure. So if we have no question now, so we'll wind up and I will post the assignment in the